Well, we are over here at Weasel's base, and we're going to try out something real quick. He's got a whole lot of area to cover with warped nylium, and he didn't think about trying to automate any of that. So I'm going to see if I can build a machine to help him along here. All right, and we've created a little warped nylium farm for Weasel here, and he can use this to convert a lot of the blocks that he needs before he places them, which I think is going to be a little bit better than placing all of these down and then, oh, hello, placing all of these down and then having to go back with bone meal to get them. So hopefully he can get some good use out of that and help him get his massively huge project going. So yeah, I also was helping him a little bit getting some of the bone meal placed on what's already been put down. So we made a half decent dent into it. But let's go ahead and take a look at this machine here. So what I did is I put my seed warped nylium blocks here, and those are at a diagonal from where the blocks are going to actually be converted. You guys aren't going to leave me alone, are you? All right, let's take you out. All right. Now that those guys are out of the way, where was I? I think I was just explaining. So the blocks are going to get fed from here straight down this line, and when they hit this observer here, they're going to activate, which is going to dispense some bone meal. And then once that has gone through, we've got, or basically once this observer sees it, it's going to trigger this block here, which is going to send a signal here to this block, and that button, that button is no longer needed. That was just so that I could reset stuff when I was testing. This captures the signal so that when it pulses twice, we turn on, we turn off. This observer triggers all the dispensers to go and then sends a signal up here. And then we've got a couple of different repeaters up here, one with just a single additional tick added, and that's going to fire our sticky pistons up top here, which is going to reach down, grab those blocks, pull them upward. And then here at the full delay, we've got the regular pistons, which are going to push them out and away from the machine. That way we can mine them out afterwards. And yes, this is not an extra piece. So this is going to detect when those blocks get pushed out, send another signal back here, and basically push this block down, because this gets pulled up sometime in between the two ticks that happen. or the 2 pulses that come through. It pulls it up so that when the 3rd pulse happens, it doesn't trigger anything more. And then when everything's done, pushes it back down so that the next one can go. And then over here, we've got a 0 tick line feed. And that basically just, you place a block here, it powers this redstone, tells the piston that, hey, by the way, you're powered, and then pushes the block outward. So we've got the maximum push limit going on here, and let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. I'm sure he won't mind having some extra blocks already done. So basically we just stand here, and it's nothing fancy. The fanciest thing is the redstone. Otherwise, I just used what I had available and in the area. So let's go ahead and place that. And as you can see, we've got ahead and got 1 through and another one. And it's just going to keep going like that. Let's see. There we go. And there we go. Just feeds it out up top. Now, occasionally, one of these will convert back into the regular netherrack. And that's simply because the random ticks that happen can cause these pistons to deconvert it. So not a huge deal, but definitely going to be a lot faster than placing blocks and then bone mealing them afterward and having to go basically in a grid back and forth because you have to be right next to the warped nylium to get it to spread to the next block. So yeah, that is this little machine that I made for Weasel, and it's pretty simple, I guess. Or how does Mumbo put it? It's really quite simple. So yeah, that's our really quite simple machine. And yeah, that's about it. So let's go ahead and just get back to some normal stuff. And here we are back at the main base. So it looks like I need to do some repairs to my skin, but I'll have to worry about that later. For now, I've put off doing video stuff for long enough, but I have been in the game a bit and done some building. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I've done. And of course, first we'll put this on in case anybody decides to show up and start shooting me. So this we've seen, nothing has changed here. And last time I started making a post office. So the post office is here and a nice shulker monster in front of it. But the tuff worked out pretty well, and there was the other thing that we've been working on. I went ahead and stuck with a copper roof, let it age, and this is all waxed. So it's going to stay right here at this tone, and it's just a short roof. But we did do a little bit of decorating on the interior. So we've got some barrels here for mailboxes, not too many. I have not claimed one, and thinking about it, I'm not sure if I can put in a notification for when something is delivered here. Without putting something ugly on the back, but we'll see what I end up doing with it. The thing I like the most, though, is I decided for a decoration, we needed a map. And so I've been updating this as I've been building. And you can see here, this is the starter home that I've got, the field. Then down here, we've got the hotel, and then the beacons there, the post office right here. We still need to do this spot right here where the lift is out back. And then I've done some additional work. There's a path going down now, and another building here, our farmhouse over here. And to break up the farmhouse from the gray of the stone that's in the area, which I like the stone there. I think that needs to stay. It might be textured or something, but I put a patio on that. So we'll take a look at that here in a moment. I've also started making a field here and done a little bit of work here. So let's finish looking around the post office, and then we can take a look at the other builds. Went ahead and put a computer here. Figured that would make sense. Probably should put a stool in there. More storage. And then out back here, we need to fill this with some boxes, basically stuff that's arrived and is just being stored or needs to be sorted, what have you. Down here, obviously, is where we need to install the lift so that we can bring stuff up from below. And then if we just go ahead and go down here, we have a harbor master's house. At least that's what I envision this as being. I do not have a floor in here. I was thinking of doing spruce logs, but I'm not sure if I'm going to want to do them just straight or do some sort of pattern. I don't know, but we went with mushroom stems, and I think we're going to try and texture it maybe with some of the new creaking wood tones. I don't remember what it's called, but apparently we've updated to the latest release now, so I should be able to get that and put some textures in here. But I just haven't done that yet. Haven't actually played since we did that update. Mostly trying to do the editing. But down here, we have just a little entryway and a different color because I feel like this was added to the house later. And then sun's going down. One moment, let me get that sun back. All right, so out here, I kind of figured the harbor master would have his own little section of the dock, and decided to just stick with one giant dock going around this section of the island. So this is his spot over here. I need to decorate it a little bit, probably put some retaining walls. I'm not entirely sure. I'm still working on it, but just put this in. This was probably the newest thing that I put in. And then put a section here where large boats should be able to dock. This is where we'd receive packages. And the water is actually pretty deep and wide, so it makes sense. And then a couple of small sections here for smaller boats. And then, of course, we need the stairs going up. So I went ahead and put a mixture of stone brick, cobble, mossy stone brick, mossy cobble, cracked stone brick, just kind of mixed it all up to give it some aging and just make it look interesting. So that's what we've got here. This section right here needs to be worked on. And down here, I think I want to work on some sort of a water feature, either a fountain or maybe just a couple of small fountains that would trickle out of the wall and provide water for people who just came in or they need to fill up for the boats to go. I don't know. So something's going to go here. And then outside of that, let's go ahead and let's go to the farmhouse. So over here, as I said, I put in a deck, and that was mostly because the map just really looked like it needed it. Everything was blending in. The roof color was blending in a lot with the stone down below. So I just needed something to make that map look a little bit better. And I had also planned to do this anyway. Over here, we've got a couple of clotheslines, which I might end up doing some armor stand magic to just put something out here, have it functional. Interior, all the same. Nothing has changed out here or in here. And then the last thing that I've been working on was trying to shape up down in this section. So you can see I haven't fixed this path yet. I might do something similar to what I did over at the docks, but I've planted a wheat field and I've expanded it out a little bit, but I haven't completed it yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up putting a bridge over on that other side yet, but I put a small one here just so that you can cross over it. And I'm not convinced of bothering to hide water everywhere so that I can make all of these fields hydrated. We'll see if I do that or not. But yeah, got all of those. And then the last thing that we worked on, which was kind of before we did the field and before we did the harbor master house, was we decided to put in some of the cliff face. So we dug it back and just really went for what we wanted it to look like. I started by putting some terracotta out here, and it was just a placeholder block originally. Like, I wasn't anticipating color or anything, but once I put it in, I put form, basically how wide I wanted the front face, and then the side pieces, all that I kind of laid out just to get a rough shape. And then I realized I actually like the color and it would go well with copper. So all of this has been waxed. It's going to stay this nice bright coppery color. And originally I had tried putting windows in here. They looked kind of funny, so I went with the copper grates and then glass on this side. Now, there is no entrance over here. because I don't anticipate this actually being where people come in. Rather, this is where they go. Maybe this would be like a eating area, or I'm not sure. I'm building without a full plan, but we went ahead and put a roof in, and it comes down. We don't want all the height, but we might stick with where it is now and then start building back and into the mountain or hill. I guess this would be a hill. So I went ahead and came back here, and I'll probably get lost trying to find my way out, but just wanted to figure out, well, where does this come out? And found out it comes out into more of a back section than what I'm used to, where I'm used to entering. I'm used to coming in. Let's see, it should be here. So this is right below the starter house. So that comes down, and then I'll have to carve out a lot of this, open it up to make it work, to make it functional for anything. But we're going to make it so that all of this might contain factory equipment, automation machines, farms, experimental areas. It could be a lot. It depends on how much I can get to with what we've got left of the season. But definitely been busy and haven't been in nearly as much to build all the things that I would like to. But yeah, so that's what we've got going on down there. And then as far as up here, I leveled this section off, and I'm going to, I think, bring the wall around a little bit and just level this all up here, and the same for this back section. So we'll still have to cut back a few more trees. And then up here is just going to be the mansion grounds where the wealthy mayor lives. And we did leave a few sections exposed to the copper. We wanted some of that to come through, and some trapdoors and whatnot. So a lot of lights around it to keep it illuminated. Now that I slept, I'm going to go, oh, we should have looked at it when it was night, but too late for that. It's probably not that spectacular, to be honest. And then other than that, cow farm. We did a little bit of playing around with some things. Weasel was over here checking out what I'd been working on, and he was talking about doing some automation and trying to learn some stuff. Specifically talked about making some rockets, and I'm like, I could probably do something. So while he was here, I made him sit through watching me do a whole bunch of redstone. So through this all together, this will actually probably get cleaned up, optimized a little bit, and put down below so that I can make my own rockets. But I just attached it to a clock, and you can attach it to any clock so long as it's got enough delay for stuff to go through. So basically you would turn it on, and then the setup really is it's grabbing that signal and passing it through. It immediately goes through here to the bottom. No, that's not true. Let me see. Now I have to remember. It's going to... Oh, I remember. This is an automatic shut off, this section right here. So this block is pulled up. But if there were materials in both hoppers, it would push that block down and the clock would connect. So what it is doing is it is immediately sending a signal through there, which is going to push an item from each side into the crafter, which we've blocked off all but 2 slots. And then it's going to pulse this one, which is going to tell the crafter to craft, and then the rockets get thrown out right about here. Obviously, we would want to capture them somewhere, but this was just proof of concept playing with the redstone. I know I can make this a little bit cleaner and smaller. It's just a rough draft, so I figured I'd just show... this is the kind of stuff I tinker with. So I'll end up with little machines throughout my base until I decide to clean them up, or I feel I've got the design down. So yeah, playing with redstone in a not test world because I'm crazy and I like to make it difficult on myself. Yay me. Anyway, so that's the base. And the other stuff that I've been up to is we played some mini games, and While I did record those, something went on with my audio. I probably hit some mute button, and I didn't get any audio, any of my audio in it. So it's really not worth much. I might use it for the end credits or my outro. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that we've had going on. Lost track of where it was going there for a moment, but the sun is going down. It's raining, but we can take a look and see if there's anything. Yeah, it's not super spectacular. I could probably use some more lights in like the middle section here, and definitely more on the interior. But yeah, I made sure it was illuminated. Oh, and the pond here. We added this. Ooh, I now know how to make a white boat. How about that? Went ahead and lined the pond, put in the water, and I think it flows pretty well. There might be some sections that don't completely make sense. I should put some slabs would make it shape up just a little bit better in certain spots. But we want to also try and probably texture a little bit of this, add some individual looking boulders, just make it so that it's not so flat. And we'll have to carve back bits of this hill here and on the other side as well, make it shape up a little bit better. We only carved out what we needed to put the structure in. So yeah. Other than that, one of the other things that happened was Christmas. It was Christmas the other day, and I did log in and opened a present that I got from Pizza. So let's go ahead and take a look at what he sent me. All right, we were told we have a Christmas present, and since today is actually Christmas for me, I'm going to go ahead and find out what it is. So let's go check our mailbox. Here we go. We've got a present to me from Pizza. I'm a little afraid because it's a book. Let's find out what he has given us. Oh. Let's see. Breach Protection 4, Unbreaking 3. Alrighty. That's cool. I'm excited about the package too, though. The bag. I think it's really cool that you can color the bags and they look good as presents. That's cool. Alrighty. A book. We're going to put that there. Actually, we got a book like that. Let's put it here. Cool. Well, thank you very much, Pizza. So yeah, that book's just going to sit right here. And, I was really apprehensive opening it because I saw that the bundle contained a book. And I know that they had a tag book going around at one point. And I was like, it could be that, but it wasn't. It was just a enchanted book with a few enchantments on it, which I might find a use for, or it could just stay there. So yeah, that was cool. And I'm not even sure if he could have passed on the tag book that way, because I think he has to slip it into my inventory, not just like hide it somewhere where I might pick it up. So I don't even know if he has it or who has it. And it's probably better that I don't. And if I can avoid it, I'll avoid it. So other than that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep using this map down here because I think it's giving me a good idea of where to build next. Just kind of looking at everything that's currently in place. So I think what I need to do is maybe wrap around a little bit here around the large tree. Since that's a central area, I can put in a few more shops. And then I think I need to work on a path, get the path coming up here, remove the beacon, get the path coming up, and then we'll start coming up this way. And I think we'll start building homes, like small homes coming up the hill until we get too close. And then this is pretty much going to be all where the mayor has claimed the land, basically the top of the hill, and he just took it all. But we can put houses probably here, and then have a street running down this way that then wraps up towards the mansion. And so we can put houses here and in these sections. And then obviously we still have to have that street going this way and over this way that goes to the farmhouse. So it's not really going to be a huge town, but I think that's what we're going to do is try and plan out some spaces where homes are and just try and bring more life and figure out what other shops and where those shops should be. So I think that's going to be my plan. And I'm going to probably get started on that after I have posted this video. Whoa, close up. Hi. And the other thing that I really liked about the map, I liked how all the windmills turned out. I think that's really cool, those little shapes that they make. So yeah, I love the map, and now I'm using the map to figure out where to work on next. But anyway, let me get out of here so I don't get another real super close-up for you guys. And I think for the sake of just getting things done, I'm going to wrap it up here. And I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you have, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. All the fun stuff. And I hope you have had a wonderful holiday season for those that celebrate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful new year. Goodbye.